Hey there friends, thanks for joining me today. You've clicked on the link for Apple Settings 1. Go ahead and give that a check because that's what we're going to do now. For today's activity, you're going to want to make sure that you have this page that says how settings can change and your page with 2 boats on it. You might also want to make sure you have a blank piece of paper or a lined piece of paper for our activity today. Let's get started. We'll start with this page. Remember, it says how settings can change. The first way a setting can change is the place. The character travels. So if the character in a story is going to travel to many different places, the setting changes. Or through time. The characters get older or it gets later in the day. That's the second way our setting can change. The third way is through the environment. The weather or season changes. Can you think about the story we just read? How do you think the setting changes? That's right, I'd say through the place. Our character travels to many different places. So now why don't you put that to the side, and you can grab your page with the boats on it. Now friends, you might notice, if you flip that page over, that you have settings matching on the back. And for this activity, you'll have to cut some things. But if we cut there, it will cut into our boats. So that's why I had you grab another piece of paper. If you take your blank paper, you can place it over your boats and you can trace them just like this. And then I will do the second boat. Just in case I need a second one. On our boats it says, how did the setting change? So I want you to think about the story we read and tell me, how did the setting change? Instead of writing on this paper, you will write on the one that you just drew. On the page you just created, you can write, how did the setting change? And it's a question, so don't forget that question mark. Now, think about our story. Where is the first place that our character traveled? You're right. She went to Italy. She went to Italy during the harvest time. So to start, maybe we can draw some harvest. I'm going to use my top boat, but you can use either one. Maybe I will draw some wheat, because that's something you might harvest. Maybe I'll draw some corn. Now remember, I'm not an artist, but I'm going to do my absolute best. And there's my harvest because our setting started in Italy. So then I'm going to write Italy. Then I'm going to draw an arrow. Where's the next place our character went? That's right, she went to France to collect chicken eggs. So you can draw some eggs. And I think she brought a chicken along with her, huh? So if you would like to draw a chicken, you can draw a chicken too. I'm going to start with my chicken's feet. Maybe have a little beak and some feathers. anything you want to draw to represent a chicken. And there I will write France. After France, she went to Sri Lanka. So I'll draw another arrow. And in Sri Lanka, she went to the forest for cinnamon. And the story said she got cinnamon from the trees. So maybe we'll draw some trees, some forest trees. Forest trees are really, really tall. They have lots of leaves and lots of branches. And then I will write Sri Lanka. Then I'm going to draw an arrow. Where did she go next? Yes, that's right. She traveled to England, where she looked for a cow to get milk. So maybe here you can draw a cow. Give him a little tail and some spots. And some ears. And then I will write England. And now I'm out of room. So then I'm going to go to the left and draw an arrow to represent I went from England to, where did she go next? Jamaica, that's right. And there she got stalks of sugar. So I'm going to draw a bag and write sugar. Because our sugar here that you find in the grocery store, you get it from a bag. And then I will write Jamaica. And then an arrow. After Jamaica, she traveled to Vermont. There, she grabbed the apples for her apple pie. And apples grow on trees. So then I'll draw an apple tree with some apples. Maybe some apples fell off the tree. And I will write Vermont. Now you can look at the boat, because that's how the little girl traveled, and see all the different places that she went. And you see all the places that our settings took place. Because remember, settings can change by place when the character travels. And that's exactly what our character did. Great job, friends!